who's making 6K a month and is stressed and lost and lonely and gets zero female attention and can't even shake my hand when I walk in the room and look him in his eyes. He looks down like a dog who got in the trash. Why? Because you masturbate, because you watch porn, because you sleep in, because you're not following the calling of your conscience to be the man you could have been. You haven't sacrificed the things that you know would get you massive progress to point B. Here you are over here where you make $1,000 a day as a barber effortlessly. You are gaining muscle effortlessly. You are gaining experience in combat, ability to speak, your charisma, your confidence, everything's going up. And in between is a gap. And in this gap is a sacrifice that you haven't made yet. I had to give up social life, the people I was hanging out with that night. I unfollowed 1,000 people on Instagram, and I looked inward for all my answers. And I went from this to this. And this changed my life because this was my self-actualization on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Right here is step one. Before you can help your people, before you can help anybody, you got to help yourself. And that's what I had to do. And my first layer of purpose was becoming a barber. Not only a barber, but the best barber in my city. Get into $100 a haircut. Get into $200 minimum. Charging $1,000 for a haircut. Making multiple six figures a year because it gave me time freedom. If you guys don't have time freedom, how can you become the best version of yourself if you're a slave to money, to trading our time for money? That's what we are as barbers. And the second that we can increase the money that we make per hour, okay, boom. Now we're no longer a slave to staying afloat. Now we can self-actualize. That's step one. And welcome to module number 3 in week 1 of the mindset portion of the course, the most important part of this program. If you have not finished the worksheets from the 10.0 self, go back and finish that before you start this one. This is the gap. And I call this the gap because right now you are in a painful situation. Malcolm X has my favorite quote that changed my life when I was in rock bottom in a moldy basement where you'd never seen a cockroach, a water bug that had mold on it. That's the situation I was in. It would crawl on my face in the mornings. And that's when I knew I was in the gap. And it didn't take me long to go from that kid doing $20 haircuts in that rock bottom situation to self-actualizing myself, making multiple six figures a year, cutting celebrities in a penthouse, really having full control of my business and life. And this is what I want for you. It doesn't have to take nearly as long as it did for me. If we can help you to avoid the mistakes of your mentors, that is the true sign of intelligence right there. And the gap is your point A. Right now you're on Pain Island. I want you to really associate the pain. Malcolm X said that which you do not hate, you will eventually tolerate. We need you to really start to realize that you are in pain. Most people, because we sedate ourselves and we avoid the pain, we don't allow ourselves to look in that mirror and see we have to get better until rock bottom happens. If you are on Pain Island right now doing $30 to $60 haircuts, I want to let you know that there's a life out there where you could be jacked, booked up, and confident as ever, both with your internal and external results. And if you're selfish enough to not realize that you must become that, I want you to think about not only your life and what that's going to mean for you, but what would that do for your people? You might be fine, but are your people fine? Because it took me 2 years of my fitness journey for my own mom to join me. That's what it's going to take for your people. They have to see that what you're saying actually works. Joel, why don't they see my vision, bro? I always tell them my vision. Because you don't even listen to you. So why would they listen to you, bro? If you're overweight, if you're out of shape, if you can't conduct yourself correctly on a daily basis for weeks, months, years on end and prove that you are the man who is worthy and capable of leading, then why would they follow? Here's an example of the worksheet that I can show you guys. An individual who's charging $30 to $60 for a haircut, making $6K a month, frustrated with how much of my life is being given to the barbershop, content editing without much to show for it, low confidence, and he's not seeing results in the gym, not gaining respect or clarity for himself. And then next we have point B, Pleasure Island. This is where I was only spending 4 hours, or I got to have 4 hours to myself before the workday began. I was able to go to the gym. I was able to hit my wake time, have full self-mastery process and programming before I had to think about making money. I had all my macro meals, my gym session, and I was dominating social media with every post. It was converting multiple new clients, and I was owning my city's hashtags, LA Barber. I was not from LA, and within a year of being there, I was dominating the city, one of the most desirable cities in the world as a barber, with the biggest on-set productions. And there's a slice of the pie for everybody. And I took a large percentage within a year of being there. And this is what it's like to dominate social media. I was making $1,000 a day off of 4 simple haircuts. That's a fade and lineup, a taper and a lineup, a blend and a beard, and having a meal and journaling session with my girl as we would prepare to host our own masterminds and our own programs. This is the gap between where you were and where you must be. Next, I want to explain to you this is the gap. I want you to be very honest. I want you to go to your nearest bathroom, your nearest mirror, wherever you can be alone for these next few mindset modules. It's going to be crucial that you're able to fully look at yourself and diagnose your current and future situation accurately, and not from your ego, but from a place where you have disarmed your ego and you're able to look at your life from a third person point of view. Really look at yourself from a third person perspective, like a video game character. And let's be honest, if you are right now where you always dreamed you would be, that 5-year-old, 10-year-old version of you, we're gonna get into all of this. Before you can move on to the next module, make sure that you fill out the worksheet here with your current situation and your future desired situation. If that's to make $1,000 a day with 4 simple haircuts, so be it. The chances are it could be something much greater, and it must be the individual creation, that unique creation. Everybody has their own consciousness, and this program is not just about business. It is truly about evolving spiritually, and you do that by putting your own essence into your goals, not by copying and pasting them from your mentor. That's where the true evolution happens, is when you don't just say, hey, I want to make $1 million in a year. No, you say, what's the exact life I would want to create if I'm right now in pain, but I know Pleasure Island is only a couple years away with the correct guidance, work ethic, and program. What is the exact numbers I would need? So complete this worksheet so we can move on to the action steps and really build the beliefs, because a lot of times in successful habits in this program we're creating, it's the limiting beliefs on a daily basis that will come out of nowhere in the middle of a haircut, while we're editing, while we're working, before you work out, all these times when you have low frequency desires. We're gonna break through every single one, and I'm gonna show you guys step by step how this is possible. Once you finish the worksheet, bring it to the Sunday calls, take you out of the dark and into the light in a community of people who are here to support you. Let's ride.